Let's talk about moisturizing those dreads. Conditioning, moisturizing, not usually huge concerns for people who have young, immature dreads, but as your dreads grow older and longer, you can become more aware of the dreads starting to feel a little bit tired, a little bit stiff, a little bit dry. And while with younger dreads, it can often be beneficial to have your hair a little bit drier so as to encourage those loose hairs to tangle and lock. As your dreadlocks do grow older, it is important to make sure that the hair is being looked after properly so that it doesn't become brittle and damaged. Your hair might be in dreadlocks, but it's still hair and it still needs looking after appropriately. When it comes to moisturizing dreadlocks, you have several options available, the simplest being to simply find a shampoo that balances your hair out. You have to shampoo your hair anyway, so if you can find a shampoo that balances well for you, provides all the required moisture at the same time, well then that's one less thing to worry about. The downside to relying entirely on your shampoo is that as your dreadlocks get older and grow longer, you can find that near the tips, it can be feeling a little drier. They can be feeling like they need a little bit more care and nourishment, while at the roots, it's still young, fresh, new growth, no worries there. The shampoo, however, is going to work the same from the root to the tip. So if you try and get a shampoo that moisturizes enough to look after the tips, you may find that it over moisturizes the roots and leaves them looser than you like. If you find yourself in this situation, other options available include oils applied directly or in soaks or sprays. Essential oils in your deep clean or mixed up in a spray bottle can be applied directly to the hair to help give them a little bit more moisture. Also, it smells great. Adding essential oils to your deep clean or any soak that you're doing can help soften the hair up a bit, and if you find that the tips need it more than the roots, you can simply soak the length of the dreads and leave your scalp out of it. With a spray, you can of course target it to not be directly on your scalp and instead hit the tips. Downsides to these methods being that soaks aren't always the most practical. You may find that you're not soaking your hair often enough to keep the hair the way you want it, and sprays, they're not super effective. It depends on what oils you're mixing up in your sprays and how often you're applying it, but you may find that a lot of it's just getting lost in the air and not really being as effective and intensive as you like. If you're looking for some proper, specific dreadlock moisturization, then you can apply oils directly to the dreads. And Dollylocks have a specific dreadlocks conditioning oil designed for this purpose, and that's what I use for conditioning my dreads. I sometimes use these oils in my sprays or in my soaks, but for direct conditioning, take the oil, splash some in the palm of my hand, and then apply it to the hair. This allows me to directly apply conditioning oil to the body of the dreadlocks without softening my roots. I find that this is much more effective than a spray on its own and a lot more practical than having to sit and do a full soak. I can just use the conditioning oil as and when I need, and smells great. Other hair oils are available, but I just happen to use Dollylocks because I like it and it's dreadlock specific. What do you use on your hair when it's feeling a little bit dry, a little bit tired, a little bit in need of nourishment? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I do hope this was somewhat helpful to some of you out there. I'll see you next time. Farewell. Ta-ta. Ta-ta.